You don't want with them, bro. Oh, you, and it better get low. Extorting, you ain't got no friends. Oh, they'll be with that like a Chanel scarf like rainbow. $1,000, this ain't your cloth. You ain't, that ain't no sauce. I can see the noodles made for poodles. I'm thinking about the LaFerrari coupe. 1.8, the option is the roof. Greens is a secret to the youth. Your goals are malnourished. Please spit the juice. Y'all be vaping, I be laden. Yes, y'all be aping. I'm Richard Mill Nation. No diamonds, just tourbillon facing with gears and sprockets with the sapphire casing.
When I pull up, they notice me. Come and talk to me like Jodeci. But don't you be too close to me. Them goons you see, let it go for me. I bring them things, I bring them things. I call them, he bring them things. Mucho, I bring them things. Looking so expensive, rings and things. I bring them things. I bring them things. I bring them things.
Here's a little story about a kid from Morocco. Had to show Carlito I was Benny Blanco. Check it out. Raindrop, offset, plug, we the outlet. Child put me in the box, I'm in the box off. All the face shorty, socks off. Mac Miller, Reggie Miller, the killer, Canaries, back stiller, white villa, French vanilla, garage like a kill himself. Lauren Hiller.
The Chargers are now on the clock.
Calabasas on the hill. I had a morning plate. Beatles on the red carpet. Alcatraz bars, crash cars, ain't no future in front. My homies rip your mask off.
When I pull up, they notice me. Come and talk to me like Jodeci. But don't you be too close to me. Them goons you see, let it go.
The Patriots are now on the clock.
I bring them things. I call them, he bring them things. Mucho, I bring them things. Looking so expensive, rings and things. I bring them things. I bring them things. I bring them things.
Pick's been made. Let's go to Adam Schefter to hear more about the player.
His pro day was a magnification of his bigger problem areas. He didn't suffer any drops during the passing drills, but he had several passes that were hauled in very awkwardly. He bobbled a few of them several times before he was able to completely secure the ball. With how tight defenders cover receivers in the NFL, he'll need to catch the ball and bring it to his body before the hit or strip. The receivers coach will need to work with him on catching balls away from his body with confidence.
Make it rain just to let you know. Tell a hater get up on my face. Yeah, I've been ballin' since like yesterday. Yeah, all this money all up in the way. All this money in the way. You know that I'm walking with the brain. Yeah, water diamond on my ring. You know that I'm rockin' feel the blue. You know that, yeah, you know I've been ballin'. Ay, yeah, you know I've been ballin'. Ay, every day I'm shot callin'. I'm a straight. Make it rain just to let you know I've been ballin'. Ay, yeah, I've been ballin'. Yeah, just to let you know I'm ballin'. I'm a straight. Make it rain just to let you know. Yeah, you cannot see me, the windows is tinted. Yeah, driving around right in that Bentley. Hey, you driving around right in that Bentley. Hey, but your shit, it should be rented. Hey, but that is none of my business. Hey, money won't stop me, go straight to the top. Believe it or not, just like Guinness. Hey, yeah, she know I'm a rock star. Looking at my chain on my diamonds right hard. Turned the way up, I ain't getting tired.
The Giants are now on the clock.
Yeah, you know I've been ballin'. Ay, yeah, you know I've been ballin'. Ay,
The Cardinals are now on the clock.
I'm a straight. Make it rain just to let you know
The Dolphins are now on the clock.
I go out for my squad and I put that on. Squad. All I got is my.
All right, now that the pick's in, let's go to Adam. Adam, what can you tell us about this guy?
When I ask scouts around the league what his biggest asset is, they always point to his father. His dad is a high school coach that knows how to consistently finish in the top of the school's division. And ever since he was able to walk, he's been on the sidelines for every game. Even after he leaves practice at night, he's still getting advice from his dad at home. And from what I've heard from scouts who watched him play, you can tell the extra coaching has helped. Even during interviews at the Combine, I was told by several GMs that he was one of their favorite players to talk to. He has his dad's eye for the game, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him become a coach one day himself. I like him a lot, and he'll be a great addition to the team.
Got a lot to prove I owe you that we all we got. I go out for my squad and I put that on. Squad. All I got is my word and my word is my bond. Squad. Yeah. They gon' look at you different when you moving forward. Show this. But just stick to the code, you get yours, I get mine. I've been reflecting on how we got this far, even when the pressure's on, finessing strong. Plus I got my team around me heavy, ain't no extra bros. You can keep them. Giuseppe's on delusional. Who gon' be there for you if you lose it all? Question that, who gon' have your mama back? Think about it, it's so much more to life, take advantage. We gon' get this money, stack this paper, and be alright. We gon' run it, keep on finish on sight. I go out for my squad and I put that on. Squad. All I got is my word and my word is my bond. Squad. Yeah. They gon' look at you different when you moving forward. But just stick to the code, you get yours, I get mine. Squad.
Okay, so the Jags have just told Hall to come on down. Let's hear more about him from Adam.
Like football, rugby's a sport that's played with guys of all shapes and sizes. In his case, he was one of the big guys pushing and pulling blocks in the center of the pitch. He was playing rugby for a university in Australia before he was recruited to transfer and play football for 2 seasons here in America. His first year was spent adjusting to the game, getting used to the different rules and how to play his position properly. The guy even had to adjust how he tackled now that he had to wear pads and a helmet. But his second year is really where we started to see what he could potentially do. He's a physical player at the line of scrimmage. The team was able to pick up a good addition to its line with a bit of an interesting history.
On this battle style, we fight for love no matter where we are. And there's a big bang in this universe, and it makes me feel like the golden way. You got me like, ooh. You got me like, You got me like, and ooh. With all the things you do. Yeah, anything and everything a man can feel. Well, honey, I feel it with you. Baby, you're flashing.
Steelers have just picked up Foster. Adam, what can you tell us about him?
Matt Miller told me to look at a certain stat in regards to this defensive back, and that's average number of targets in a game. Not surprisingly, you see that number start to fall each week. He was a master of the bait and switch early in the year, on track to break records midway through the season. Eventually, quarterbacks gave up altogether trying to throw the ball in his direction, essentially taking away a receiver on every play. There's going to be an adjustment period now that he's in the NFL, but he certainly has the potential to be a shutdown defender for this team in the future.
As we go on, like we do, when it's hot outside, I wanna just chill with you, what you need, a little mind at ease, there's a little sunshine in the summer breeze, yes, baby, if you feel the same, let me know, and let me know.
Adam, what can you tell us about Rhodes? Scholarly pick?
He's a Heisman winner that got a lot of recognition this season for not just dominating as a receiver, but also as a shutdown defender. His dual threat ability is rare to come by in the modern era of college football, and man, was it fun to watch him all season. He'll probably be focusing on just one position going forward, but the team has the benefit of making that choice based on its scheme and needs. He's going to be an interesting rookie to watch, and he has the potential to have a huge impact for this team early in his career.
Body hurt, playing Bombardier, calm and clear. This that time of the year for everybody to be boisterous. Rock with Snoop Dogg and rejoice to this.
As we go on, like we do, when it's hot outside, I wanna just chill with you, what you need, a little mind at ease, there's a little sunshine in the summer breeze, yes, baby, if you feel the same, let me know, and let me know. Yes, I do. What you got to lose?
Shined up my white walls, night falls. I'm feeling good. I'm doing things that you never would, like surfing with the sharks or shooting in the dark, riding on a bike with my grandson at the park. Evolve while I elevate, take flight, levitate. Breakfast for dinner. I'm cold as but summer ain't the winter. Finna, bender, Kona, on a three-wheel motion. I'm headed to the ocean. Caravan full of cars, neighborhood stars. Up the boulevard we go till we can't go no more. It's me and mine, it's summertime. You go off and we go on.
As we go on, like we do, when it's hot outside, I wanna just chill with you.
The 49ers are now on the clock. The Packers are now on the clock.
Yeah, I've been since my early days. I've been stuck in my worldly ways. Propaganda, press, pen, the camera. Please don't look at me in my face. Everybody might see my pain. off the rail, might myself. Bored with life as aboard this plane. Steward this sex if I need help. Maybe what's your last name? Hopefully it still ain't been changed. Something about you make me not doubt you. I will silence my brain, scream louder. Asking when I'm gonna myself. Couple problems, my cash ain't help. Human issues too strong for tissue. False provider, war masked by wealth. Move your body if you came here to party. If not, then pardon me. How I'm supposed to have a good time with death and destruction's all I see. Out the sight, I'm out of my mind. The sound of sunshine is calling me. The vibrations is all I need. All I need, all I need. Party people, yeah. Party people, I like to see you dance. Party people, yeah. Party people, I like to see you dance. Party people, move. Party people, I like to see you groove. This is how we do. This is how we do. Deja view from a bayside view. I see black cats in the daytime too. I see black cats on the daytime news. When handcuffed, wrist and his skin turned blue. I met God once at the rendezvous and felt starstruck.
Vince, the car's out front.
Got things to do, got to make my moves.
The Bears are now on the clock.
Subaru first class seats is overrated. Won't go less they overpay us. Nowadays I'm overdating my street for stay well acquainted. Their morning is calling me. Good vibrations is all I need. All I need, all I need. Move your body if you came here to party. If not, then pardon me. How I'm supposed to have a good time with death and destruction's all I see. Out the sight, I'm out in my mind. The sound of sunshine is calling me. Good vibrations is all I need. All I need, all I need. Party people, yeah. Party people, I like to see you dance. Party people, yeah. Party people, I like to see you dance. Party people, move. Party people, I like to see you groove. This is how we do. This is how we do.
Know your place, yeah, know your place, yeah. I got like right now, I'm impatient. I got women.
The Jets are now on the clock.
I still wish it would. I still wish them well, yeah. Put my problems in, Only check up when the checks come.
Now that the Jets have made their pick, let's go to Adam Schefter to hear more about him.
We've seen a trend in the past few years of teams preferring quicker defensive linemen, and he fits that mold. He wasn't talked about a lot until he ran one of the faster 40s and 3 cone drills among linemen. Matt Miller told me that if he can just develop a set of rush moves and a little more bulk, he can become a possible breakout player. With his natural speed and potential, he could become an interesting project at pass rusher for this team.
The Vikings are now on the clock.
Know your place, yeah, know your place, yeah. I got like right now, I'm impatient. I got women on the cell trying to give me. I still wish it would, I still wish them well, yeah. Know your place, yeah, know your place, yeah. I got like right now, I'm impatient. I got women on the cell trying to give me. I still wish it would, I still wish them well, yeah. Promises and wishes, candles for my exes now. Ain't no fingers let to count my blessing now. Promises and wishes, trust me, it's been different now. No rings for the things, I gon' miss them now. Promises and wishes, why would I ever start celebrating? Why would I ever start celebrating? I'm naming all the hearts I've been breaking. I'm naming all the hearts I've been breaking. The showers on the way. I've been working 25 hours every day. Pull up with the bands, have them dancing in the rain. Pull up with the bands, have them dancing in the rain. Yo. Know your place, yeah, know your place, yeah. I got like right now, I'm impatient. I got women on the cell trying to give me. wishing would. I still wish him well, yeah.
The Redskins are now on the clock. The Browns are now on the clock.
On the sand, counting up the bills with my dominant hand. Yo, choose up. Take this, appreciate it. This too. If I tear up the rim shot. I'm going global, coast to coast like my G.I. Joe present. I've yet to see a Cobra. So off my rocker got me sipping club soda. Some bombs never go off, some stars never blow up. I'm pitching in, never in the dugout. Reaching in my and I can't take a head count. Flashback, 03, things was looking rundown. Now I set foot in the place, it's a luau. Killing like 10 counts, y'all know how we get down. House with the fence around, y'all know that we en route. Transition from the Impala to the Fisker. I should charge admission for that to get the dessert. Left the doors up, now the Lambo has pigtails. Since you getting comfy, I'ma let you sit there, I'ma let you stay there. When I shed a tear, they didn't have no care, so I'ma charge retail. I brought some cause you say you want sick. If you love sick in the room, you best get well. Every dog has its day, what the no tuck. Sway Lee, Winter Magazine, double XL. Floss with your Gucci on, dipped in colors burst on the cars and the jewels. I'm a wanted man. Seats looking like they got a spray tan. When I was without, not a helping hand. I got some guys that throw it back and make me drop the cans. I told Ben Frank just to drop a pin. I could let my fit go to the highest bid. Yes, I might drop in, it all depends. Junior high, I was dreaming of a 10. I'm coming clean though. I mean, not a spec. My girl be serving looks. I can the chef. Katana sword popping out my walking cane. I'm overseas, my Cali Bay life. How was Spain? We getting to the money and you having issues. I bought a and it came with a wetsuit.
Let's go to Adam Schefter now, who's got more to say about the Browns' latest pick.
You know when an offensive lineman has a good game, you usually don't notice him. Well, you couldn't help but notice this kid during the All-Star game. Any pressure the quarterback got that day usually came directly from his area. He blocked the wrong defenders on several plays and got completely manhandled on others. Matt Miller gave him the benefit of the doubt, explaining to me that some linemen are slow to adapt to new schemes. If that's the case, then maybe with time, he can become a dependable blocker for the team. Sure, that's what the GM is hoping for, too.
It's electric. Don't hate, I'm still unaffected. Chipper on my shoulder, I move undetected. She said, pop the question got deflected. Man, that made my boy, then my brethren. Let's cut to the chase. It's only on the house when we in the place. My used to lava boys got it up in some flames. Stirring up the cup with my wrist souffle. Shaka Zulu chains with my name engraved. I told you on swing, don't say my name in vain. We bring it to your door like, you rang? Spending all the money, then we watch it boomerang. With the Fendi belt, angry face like, put some gold on my fingers, neck, and shoestrings. Long time no see, that's what they say when they see me, man. I've been going crazy just to stay sane. Hey, your girl went missing, who's to blame? Young whippersnapper with a range. Pause, then I went to range. Call that hottie on my stage. Long week, but a great day. So it got me like sage. And on me, you should get a raise. On me, yeah.
Our very own Adam Schefter has more to say about this pick.
A college All-Star Game MVP trophy capped off an illustrious career for him. The performance was especially sweet, as many critics had criticized him for not performing well against top-tier defenses while in college. breaking the 100-yard barrier and scoring twice against the top players in the country had critics changing their tune. He's now going to be expected to get the ball 20 to 30 times a game against some elite NFL defenses. It will be a steep learning curve for him, but sources tell me several GMs feel he's up to the challenge.
Polo to the flow though. You already know though. It's Adamville for real. You see ya, just take a photo. I'm reppin' as on photo with a on your bro though. Blow that dodo, thought that he could rob a player for some dodo. Oh no, I'm so Allen Temple. I'm so England Mountain. I'm so Misty Valley. And I got a couple yesterday out of Cali. And my bag from the valley bought me brand new balance. And I'm playing with a no American dream, dusty road. Man, she been riding since her daddy rode on fold. I done in every hole, telling every I ain't with my wife, but if she meet her, might be a go. Rick Flair flashing. Don't I look dashing? Don't I look classy? Don't act so sassy. I'm the man, boo. That's with or without you. With what your say. Show me what that.
The Falcons are now on the clock.
Talking reckless, I won't even stress. Just kill him softly with my press. Won't even address. They say it lonely at the top, but this the best. Hey, don't you see me out here shining, barely flexing. I hear him talking reckless, I won't even stress. Just kill him softly with my press. Won't even address. They say it lonely at the top, this the best. And even if we die today, gon' live forever. Live forever.
Daddy Patsy with 3 S's. Little S's, no S's on my chest, but all these diamonds got me blessed. Usually I don't do this. Dumb it down, go stupid. Since 17, been counting M's, my bank accounts on Goofy. Say, gave up. Now who know what the truth is? Chicago full of my garage is full of hoops. This got that southern drawl and all that. My like ball bags. The South got something to say, and all y'all can't get y'all ball back. If I ain't a hot boy, that would be called sacks. Daddy fat, y'all never ball back. Like clocks in the wintertime, we stay eating like it's dinner time. Been feasting and feasting big, but it ain't no rhyme. We don't know the meaning of drought, cause we keep it so wet. Why sweat now? It's been a while. Just speaking in general, boy, there is no formidable opponent or that bone that never step on it. When you want it, mind the kind of giving hope when they down and out. Dig a hole so deep, ain't no climbing out.
Yeah, I hear him talking reckless, I won't even stress. Just kill him softly with my press, won't even address. They say it lonely at the top, but this the best. Don't you see me out here shining, barely flexing. I hear him talking reckless, I won't even stress. Just kill him softly with my press, won't even address. They say it lonely at the top.
The Browns are now on the clock.
Even if we die today, don't live forever. Live forever.
The Seahawks are now on the clock. The Colts.
Listen, just like I told Coco, this bitch, you already know though. So go, slow, back my logo, for show, Coco. Get down on
the Titans are now on the clock.
Listen, just like I told Coco, my vision is you already know though. So go, slow, back my logo, for show, Coco. Now get down on that.
I done came up, bustin' down the whole broke, it's that bad. Want your people swag, you ain't even gotta ask. What are those, what is that? Please don't touch my ride. Please don't touch my ride. I'm racked up like rappers. I'm wrapped up on camera. Get out on camera. Squeeze like asthma. It's red wrath when I wear wrath. Bear wrath when I wear wrath.
All right, let's go to Adam Schefter, who's got more on this pick.
He had just about as inconsistent of a season as a wide receiver could have, exploding for some huge numbers, some games, only to follow them up in other games where he struggled to make a catch. Sources tell me there are major concerns with his hands, pointing to several key drops throughout his career. He'll be challenged by his new coaching staff to eliminate the drops and will need to find the consistency that once had him the talk of this year's wide receiver class. He hopes to last in the NFL.
Please don't touch my ride.
Don't step on my Russ Simmons. Don't step on my Russ Simmons. Don't step on my Russ Simmons. Do you know how much I'm spending? My closet is worth about $1 million.
The Bills are now on the clock.
In the kitchen. Ralph Simmons. All kind of crazy colors. Living color. Left wrist. Roll it. Ice. Mason Margiela, my sweater. Mama told me never settle. Ralph Simmons, don't lace him. Got your wanna.
Huh? Wait, don't wanna talk about the paper. I swear to God, these behaviors. They be hating, I feel out of. Live in cul-de-sac, don't get along. Ooh, right with my neighbors. Diamonds on my neck and roll it on. Now I let it.
The Bills are now on the clock.
With my lightsaber. Ooh, feel like Darth Vader. I'm a boss, you know I might riff it. Ooh, rap in my basement. Yeah. But you know that I'm gon' face it. Wait, that's the reason that they mad. Color Uzi, yeah, he made it. Yeah, I wear that rapper, I made it. Yeah, I wear that rapper, I made it. Yeah, got that rap all in my basement. Yeah, once I got patience. Yeah, I'm famous. Yeah, put my side beside Mark Jacob. Hey, making no place with my label. I get it, I count it. 100 on my table.
Sterling silver laces. Rubies red, my skin too black to blush. Too red to six, not pages. This ain't on the wizard up. Pockets full of mint leaves. Been smelling like it brushed teeth. Say cheese, see the porcelain. Water, see backwoods. Wrath dragging on the floor.
The 49ers are now on the clock.
In the road in these Gucci flames. Stuck to the pavement, they glued. I'm 2.5 million in the venue and 2,500 a tube. I'm cold like I'm sick with the flu. I cover my face and I'm spring summer 2002. Yeah, please don't touch my ride. In the grass, Teddy, with the Teddy. Quick with the hands ready. Please don't touch my.
The Chargers are now on the clock.
Shirt off, I'm Cam, ready. Let's start in memory. Please don't pop my tie.
I've been rolling on the freeway, I've been riding 85. I've been thinking way too much, and I'm way too gonna drive. I got anger in my chest, I got millions on my mind, and you didn't fit the picture, so I guess you want the vibe.
LOV on my right leg, that's Gucci. Dig what I'm saying? LOV on my man, that's Poochie. Dig what I'm saying? Caught a little jet lag, but I'm golden. Yeah. We deserve Grammys and some Oscars. They deserve whammies, they imposters. I be rolling with my project homies. It's a vibe. I just put the homie. It's a vibe. Over switch sides, it's a vibe. Yeah. I gon' do it. I gotta accept that I'm a.
The Patriots are now on the clock.
That I would most ever. I shatter your dreams with this cream I make. Gotta be on the thinker. I say. What? I can't feel my toes, but ain't gon' fold up. I was in the double law when I rolled.
I've been rolling on the freeway, I've been riding 85. I've been thinking way too much, and I'm way too gonna drive. I got anger in my chest, I got millions on my mind, and you didn't fit the picture, so I guess you want the vibe. I've been rolling on the freeway, I've been riding 85. I've been thinking way too much, and I'm way too gonna drive. I got anger in my chest, I got millions on my mind, and you didn't fit
the picture, so I guess you want the vibe.
Dig what I'm saying, Chanel drapes on me daily. Dig what I'm saying, sponsored by Mercedes. Dig what I'm saying, this creek alone is on.
The Cowboys are now on the clock.
I'm going hard, yeah. I pop in your memory, You should be glad I'm showing you sympathy, I gave you real love out the gutter, Ever let you go, you gon' suffer, from it. I gon' do it. I gotta accept that I'm a I pull up in several different options, that I will most ever. I shatter your dreams with this cream I make. Gotta be on the thinker. I say, what? I can't feel my toes, but they gon' fold up. I was in the double law when I rolled. Yeah.
I feel like I should be giving up. You can't leave it's too much. But I'm tired of you, me on. And I don't like where this is going. And I've been stuck in all your apologies. Gave my all, but you want it all from me. Keep your love, it doesn't feel the same. I hope it hurts you when you hear my name.
On them like it's common sense. Hopped out the Benz like it's common sense. Put a monkey on my feet like it's common sense. Got gorillas in the streets like it's common sense. Stack
The Giants are now on the clock.
Gotta stay pulled up like it's second nature. Keep a chip in my ear like it's second nature. Big make me stare like second nature. Says disappear like second nature. On the same block like an hour later. Whole team eating but it's only right. There's a spare plate, but you're the phony type. J-Hut's ugly in it. Baby, 1 minute. You're looking wicked. Hey, yo, I started off gentle. My stroke game mental. My lifestyle eventful. I didn't mean to offend you.
The Cardinals are now on the clock.
Like I'm mental. Moving wild and mental. I made another 5 this week. Your money playing hide and seek. I don't even like to speak. I just tell him hi and bye. Slide up automatic, Hyundai. Doing styles on them like it's common sense. Hopped out the Benz like it's common sense. Put a monkey on my feet like it's common sense. Got gorillas in the streets like it's common sense. Stack the money heads up like it's second nature. Gotta stay pulled up like it's second nature. Keep the chip in my ear like it's second nature. Big make me sad like second nature. You're gonna do it, yeah, I haven't did it. I'm handling it, handy with it. Think I'ma do it, let that do it. Bang, stick jam like what happened to it. Was it not working, bruv? Why you think I'm lurking, bruv? Creep on him, lean on him. Witnesses eavesdropping, keep popping. They keep bopping like I ain't seen nothing. Don't make me upset. Reach for an object. Who's that in the passenger? Brown skin, got big body. In my face. On me. Money, I got that for me. You're not popping, never pop nothing. Stop bluffing. Your opinion, always destined for brilliance. Wouldn't rest on a million. Dressed as civilians. All them masked up looking creepy. Park up, jump out. Jump in. Skirt out like it's too easy. If anybody else didn't see me. Doing styles on them like it's common sense. Hopped out the Benz like it's common sense. Put a monkey on my feet like it's common sense. Got gorillas in the streets like it's common sense. Stack the money heads up like it's second nature. Gotta stay pulled up like it's second nature. Keep a chip in my ear like it's second nature. Big make me scared like it's second nature.
The Dolphins are now on the clock. The Buccaneers are now on the clock.
All types.
The Jaguars are now on the clock.
Ting ting, hear the sound. Oh, are you listening? Oh, you gotta hit the ground. Ain't no chain gonna hold me down. Dig deep, feel the burn. I've got a calling, so watch and learn. I heard a voice of his broken hymn saying, "Nah, this is who I am."
I know you ain't there yet. Don't stop to catch your breath. You're going higher and higher, higher and higher. Let go, set me free. Got the streets all I need. Going higher and higher, higher and higher. Keep running, keep
Feel the flame. Hold on, I can make it rain. Oh, do you hear the thunder? No, don't let it bring you down. Good girl, see the light. You're not alone, don't give up like that. Oh yeah, got a ways to go. Break that wall, let the spirit flow.
I know you ain't there yet. Don't stop to catch your breath. You're going higher and higher, higher and higher. Let go, set me free. Got the streets all I need. Going higher and higher, higher and higher.
The Browns are now on the clock. Adam, what can you tell us about that last pick?
He stole a lot of thunder from one of the better receiver prospects at the All-Star game, and it helped him get noticed by scouts around the league. He made one of the biggest studs in college disappear from the game, netting 0 catches and only a few targets. He played lockdown defense all day, removing his assignment from the play almost every time. And whenever a pass was thrown to the receiver, he was the first player to have a hand on the ball. The coaches left him on an island on his own, and he was more than capable in single coverage. The team is fortunate to have picked him up before anyone else could, and I'm sure he can have an immediate impact on their secondary.
I say, Lord, be my savior when it come to getting this paper. Please protect me from my haters. Just say me and I won't save us. Say amen. Amen, 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 yeah. Amen. That boys and they can't win. Can't win, can't win, can't win, can't win. Check, 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 check. Going up, going up, going up. We in it, we gonna. Going up, going up, going up. Did it like my persona. Going up, going up, going up. Remember them was honest. We used to drive them hardest. Then we pull up in the furnace. Glow up, walk in, walk in. Show up, baby, hold up, glow up, boy, don't touch, we flow up, yeah, I'm laughing to the bank, all new blue Benny Franks, pulled up on him in the tank, yeah, that guy just a rap guy, I'm so mad fly in, he ain't, let me back, tight gave me, until I was going on, I'm Miami, they all cornballs, they can't stand me, I finesse, I hear, get a plan. Oscar, that might whoa, low, got strain on yo-yo. She post up a NCM and we like that JoJo. When we out and
The Panthers are now on the clock.
Lord, be my savior when it come to getting this paper. Please protect me from my haters. Just say me and I won't save us. Say amen. Amen, 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 yeah. Amen. That boys and they can't win. Can't win, can't win, can't win, can't win. Check. Going up, going up, going up. We in it, we gonna. Going up, going up, going up. Did it like my persona. Going up, going up, going up. Remember them was honest. We used to drive them hardest. Now we pull up in the furnace. Glow up.
with the fan up. I got Santa. I go monkey. All that. Gonna do just what I say. Pull up, fastest Uber in that race. She so bad, but she said. I feel guilty, I might as well just plead my case. I say, Lord, be my savior when it come to getting this paper. Please protect me from my haters. Just say me and I won't save her. Say amen. That boys and they can't win.
The Broncos are now on the clock. The 49ers are now on the clock.
Now we pull up in the furnace. Go up, walk in, show up, baby, hold up, go up, boys, don't touch, we flow up.
The Packers are now on the clock.
I look up. So many.
Oh my God.
The Bears are now on the clock.
I done made sacrifices. So many sacrifices.
Straight up.
I done gave up so much free time, knowing time ain't free. I sacrificed it. My girl showed me love, she know I make sacrifices. And if it's real love, then you make sacrifices. To get ahead, man, you gotta make sacrifices. That's how hungry my appetite is. Yeah. What you telling me? I sense the jealousy, I got telepathy, I got the recipe, I got the streets and I don't got no felony. Forward thinking, yeah, my mind is ahead of me. Mama said it's gonna be whatever you let it be. It's some homies I grew up with that's dead to me. It's some that I just made a debt to me. What's in common is they both pay respect to me. I get in my way from Friday to Friday. My girl is a mix of Aaliyah and Sade. I came a long way from that Marvin and I pull out the driveway like I'm in a car chase speeding. And if my she know I'm leaving. No text, no call, but at airplane mode. Code, no P code, no time to change clothes. Same clothes, love if you're living by the same code. G code, leave. You do that to me, back to my destiny. Penthouse, bird's eye view, that's a nest for me. I got myself out of debt, so when you see me, know you somebody I'll never need. Sacrifices. So many sacrifices. Straight up.
The Jets are now on the clock.
Time ain't free. I sacrificed it. My girl showed me love, she know I make sacrifices. And if it's real love, then you make sacrifices.
The Bengals are now on the clock.
Make sacrifices.
The Vikings are now on the clock.
Yeah. I cut the drama out my energy. Focus on it, inner me, never on it, enemy. And I done sacrifice my own time. I done sacrifice my own mind. I done sacrifice the club life. I done sacrifice my love life. But I cut the drama out my energy. Focus on it, inner me, never on it, enemy. And I done sacrifice my own time. I done sacrifice my own mind. I done sacrifice the club life. I done sacrifice my love life.
Also, I done sacrifice the thug life. Diamond shining, ain't no dull light. Drop my top to get my mind right. Pull up in the Rari loud pipe. Them the dime, my wrist a Hyundai. Ooh, yeah, Gucci Python. Ooh, yeah, she play with her. Yeah, I bought that a new charm. Pop on, I told her come see about me. Come on, come see me. The devil had entered my soul, my mama had beat it out. The devil, my mama. Remember my grandma had told me you better be somebody. Hop in my seats massaging. Watch how I lead the posse. I made a M deposit.
Paid all these dues with the game. Sacrifice your strides for that stain. Sacrifice. Heard you sacrifice your life for that change. She sacrificed that money for white. Left hand got 3 rings. That's brum brum. We up one. Bad, dear savage. Take her to the mall and buy some. That's gonna wanna make your friends come. Make way with the timing. Tell me. Why can't y'all recognize that we all came from sacrifice? Why can't y'all recognize that we all came from sacrifice? 10 toes, yeah, you gotta stay down, eh? Just some yawn, looking for a way out, eh? People watching, yeah, I gotta skip town, eh? Hit my phone if you need a hold.
I done made sacrifices. So many sacrifices. Straight up. I done gave up so much free time, knowing time ain't free. I sacrificed.
The Redskins are now on the clock.
Let you know I make sacrifices.
The Browns are now on the clock.
To get ahead, man, you gotta make sacrifices.
The Lions are now on the clock.
Yeah. I know my great auntie was a slave. I could only imagine all the sacrifice she made. I could only imagine all that she had to take. I'ma make sure all the she gave wasn't in vain. I sacrificed for your entertainment, boy. I'm Mr. Anderson in the Matrix. Check the last name, it's all facts.
The Raiders are now on the clock.
Look at all the ones I outlasted. I'm the one at the end like I count backwards. Never satisfied, details classified till the afterlife. Make a sacrifice down.
Why can't y'all recognize that we all came from sacrifice? Why can't y'all recognize that we all came from sacrifice?
No Harvard, but I was a scholar. Hard knocks, and I learned to be smarter. Don't prefer to be bothered. You get if I order. That's word to my father. I will for my mother. Deal with my brothers. Keep it real. Don't talk with no. Plus I duck undercover. Gotta stay on this mission. Got a vision that's endless. They told me
the Falcons are now on the clock.
Serve me a sentence, but now I'm up in it. The illest that did it. Get the cream look. Drop it in it. Give about opinions. I'm just minding my business. If I'm grinding, I'm shining. Don't got
the Browns are now on the clock.
I'm dead.
The Jets are now on the clock.
I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead.
The Colts are now on the clock.
I'm dead. I'm dead. Okay, now we back to square one. It's hard to square up. Everybody got come, mama cries, dead sons. Lord, please bless them. Back to the party. I'm just pouring my. Don't get face step before, so I live it up. When a come, better get them up. That's a floss track, better get them up. I'ma keep eating this a dinner rush. I'll let y'all.
The Titans are now on the clock.
I can promise I'm being honest. This being modest. I am your highness. I am the finest. You rappers, plus you a liar. Don't idolize and I don't admire. Been doing me for like ever. I'm a better me, more clever. It's a new way. We surfing, baby, new age. That's a certain, baby. Let's take a ride. Put your for the ones that die. It's vows tonight. Just you and I get lost tonight and lose your mind. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead.
The Chiefs are now on the clock. The Ravens are now on the clock. The Rams are now on the clock. The Bills are now on the clock.
Yeah. Young Gerald. Yeah.
The Saints are now on the clock.
Yeah. Die line with the boom pow. Every week now.
The Chargers are now on the clock.
Just blew out. Everything I do end up in the news now. Yeah. Lead a club with a few now. Just some Hollywood and they do. I'm in the mood now. Angela got this Oakland game to tell her. She look familiar. At Coachella, what's her name? Isabella, forget it, yeah. It's like a week ago, but we both know how weekends go. Tryna function, got some places we could go. Lot y'all got me speaking slow like, yeah, I'm blessed, I don't GA. You tryna, yes on yes on yes on yes. Say less. Say less. You ain't go. Say less. Yeah. Say less. Hey girl, what it do? If you got friends, cool, bring a few through. No fun if the homies man. R.I.P. Nate Dogg, this too true. And you know what I'm down for. Round 2, round 3, and a round 4. Mood switch when she knocked at the front door. Next up was the uproar. Yeah, was like a week ago, but we both know how weekends go. Tryna tuck off, got some places we could go. Swear she got the like wow, she's blessed, I'm blessed. I don't GA. You tryna yes on yes on yes on yes. Say less. Say less.
The Patriots are now on the clock.
You ain't got say less. Sheesh.
The Cowboys are now on the clock.
I'm out my mind, I popped. Sheesh. I swear this lock shot got me stuttering. Girl, you I fall in love again. Sheesh. Get it, my favorite rush. You talkative, ain't gotta say too much. Be quiet, who got some grapes? I'm tryna. I'm off roll for these. Get it, not complicated. No conversation, get it, not complicated. No conversation, please say less. Please say less. Please say less.
I'm blessed, I don't GA. You tryna yes on yes on yes on yes. Say less. Say less. You ain't go. Say less. Say less. Say less. You ain't go. Say less.
The Giants are now on the clock.
Picture me putting my city all over the map. They wasn't believers, I had to get even and mad. We coming up, pulling up, jumping all over your grass. So tell them I got a new girl. Tell them that I'm begging at one of my 50s in cash. I'm tired of living check to check. I need 20 models, this is smiling in my grave, fresh to death. I've been Wu-Tang with a spectral deck. Yeah, I gotta just get off my chest. I cannot miss it, got last on my list and you next. Take it how you want it. I ain't famous like I want it, but I think I might just skirt off. Blow the speakers and turn up. Pop up. Go to church with my shirt off. Tell the Lord that I'm here now. I've been waiting for so long. I've been patient for so long. Breaking rules like there's no laws, and I did it for a long time. If you don't let me take a ticket,
the Cardinals are now on the clock. The Dolphins are now on the clock.
So long, I think they lost time. Ooh, you lost. What you mean? Woo! What you mean? Woo! And now I'm just a so what you mean? Woo! Hold up, whoa, what you mean? Woo!
The Buccaneers are now on the clock.
Don't know what you think, compare me to. Adrenaline popping, the blood will be leaking and running. Yeah. I do what I do, I don't care if you like it or love it. Tell all of my I got a new girl. Wait. You tell
the Jaguars are now on the clock.
Living on the edge. I want it. They gon' call the feds. I just bought a cost an arm and leg. My mama told me take it back and get a job instead. Where's your common sense? Me and the devil got too much in common, I swear. Yeah.
born in the ghetto, I never had nothing to fear. Take it how you want it, I ain't famous like I want it, so I might just throw it if he fit. Call up Cassie after she broke up with Diddy, yeah. I told Shorty, if she talking, and she gon' call her friends up and we did, whoa. I ain't in the talking, go chop off your lips. If I ain't in your top 10, go top 4 for bridge. My black boys, I got boys that knock off your lid. I thought y'all gon' pop off, so hop off my. What you mean? I said, what you mean? Listen, I don't trust her, so no. I said, what you mean? Whoa. I said, what you mean?
You thought I was finished, you thought it was over. You thought I retired, you thought I went fishing with Kobe. I'm still as ill as considered as one of the coldest. Still a put a partner rapper here like Moses. I'm throwback like a molar roller. I'm cooler than a cup of yogurt. Black flag boy, truck soldier. I'm cool with laws and Ayatollahs. Rap god, Cyclops and Ogre. I'm King Kong, ain't nobody told you. You think road still. And Barbara Brown.
The Bills are now on the clock.
Paul McCartney, I'm rich. I'm Muhammad Ali, I talk. I'm James Brown, about to tear down this. I'm Michael Jackson, some baddest bag gon' get. What you mean?
The Steelers are now on the clock.
Okay, I was gone for a minute, but I'm back now. Sit the back down. Seem like everybody nowadays, Hollywood. Oh, it's like that now? I'ma show you how to act now. I'ma show them how to act. I'ma show you. I'ma show them how to act. Okay, now picture little Bobby.
The Panthers are now on the clock.
In his hand feeling like a man. Run for the put it to your brain like. Everybody know you ain't about it. Everything you talk about, I know I can live without it. Red light, stop, green light, go. Everything ain't what it seem like. I know. Hold up, what you mean? Where you been in? This is merely the beginning again. What you been living in? The box under the bridge, like Anthony Kiedis, looking for something to complete us and maybe lead us. A long way from equal is how they treat us. Body of a builder with the mind of a fetus. Turn on the television and see the vision they feed us. And I wish I could erase that. Face facts. Everybody people, everybody bleed, everybody needs some, everybody love, everybody know how it go. Everybody people, everybody bleed, everybody needs some, everybody love, everybody know. I've been knocking dough down like it.
The Broncos are now on the clock.
I think I need another witness.
Now that the Broncos have made their pick, let's go to Adam Schefter for more.
He was credited with having one of the biggest plays in college football this season. Late in the game, he picked off the quarterback and ran the entire field to score the game-winning touchdown. He did everything a coach would want to see, from baiting the quarterback to reading the downfield blocks. He flashed enough playmaking ability in that game and the remainder of the season to draw a lot of interest this offseason. This team has to be pretty happy with this pick.
I can see the light. Everybody talk about race this, race that. I wish I could erase that. Face facts. Everybody people, everybody bleed, everybody needs some, everybody love, everybody know how it go. Everybody people, everybody bleed, everybody needs some.
The Chargers are now on the clock.
Okay, I was gone for a minute, but I'm back now. Sit the back down. Seem like everybody nowadays, Hollywood. Oh, it's like that now? I'ma show you how to act now. I'ma show them how to act. I'ma show you. I'ma show them how to act.
Like the way it sounds, Frody? Just let me breathe for a minute, man. Just let me breathe. Just
let me breathe for a minute, man. Just let me breathe for a minute. Just let me breathe. It's too hot, drop the top.
The Bengals are now on the clock.
Back, fire like dragon. Man, I'm flying past Saturn.
The Bengals selection is in, and it's Finley.
After a string of injuries his junior year and what looked like more of the same his senior year, he made the decision to leave the team. It was a difficult choice to make, but after consulting with the trainers and coaches, it seemed like the best long-term option. His body needed more time to heal from past injuries, and opting out of his senior year helped him make a complete recovery in preparation for the draft. So even though there wasn't a lot of recent tape on him, he did put on a good show at the Combine, convincing scouts he hadn't lost a step. Some teams were concerned with his competitiveness after foregoing that final year of eligibility, but at least one team was confident enough to pick him up. Now we'll see if this team can keep him healthy and on the field.
Let me breathe for a minute. Just let me breathe for a minute, man. Just let me breathe for a minute. White Range Rover, ball in it.
The Falcons are now on the clock.
Shake that, shake that. You gotta, baby, shake that, shake that, shake that. I got 2 shows, I'm about to pitch another. Throwing alley-oops to my brothers. We all shine, nobody victims. I'm on these sweatsuits, black Pippins. I swag different. That's why the money in the bag different. Come up short, you left your fam. I lay on beaches and swerving whips. You ain't serving, you just an urban myth. Every day, get ride around Queens on a jet ski, it's me. Every day, get to the day I die. Every day, get, man, I that, and I that, bouncing up and down, nearly broke. Just let me breathe for a minute. Just let me breathe for a minute. Just let me breathe for a minute. White Range Rover, ball in it. Let me breathe for a minute. Just let me breathe for a minute, man. Just let me breathe for a minute. White Range Rover, ball in it.
The Texans are now on the clock. The Seahawks are now on the clock. The Colts are now on the clock.
I heard he's always hating, said I'll never make it. I heard he's always talking with them. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. I heard he's mad at me cause I'm getting money. I heard he's mad at me cause he's on me. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. I heard he's mad at me cause I'm shining. They ain't seen it when I'm young, out here grinding. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, yeah. Either way, young, getting paid, yeah. I heard he's mad at me cause I'm poppin'. They don't wanna put some money in my pockets. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, yeah. Either way, a hater always gonna hate, yeah. Mad at me cause I'm tryna feed my I'm supposed to make it out and I don't bring my No way, no way, no way, yeah. They ones and they here to stay, yeah. I heard he's always hating, said I'll never make it. I heard he's always talking with them. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, yeah. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, yeah. I heard he's mad at me cause I'm getting money. I heard he's mad at me cause he's on me. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, yeah. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, yeah.
I heard he tryna lie me, but I ain't no dummy. It's okay though, got it, you really want it.
The Titans are now on the clock.
I feel unlucky. Hey, she love my diamond ring, she said she wanna touch it. It's okay, I get 30K just to hit the stage. Sip, hit my Michael, in my Michael J's. I get cake, I cannot complain. Been finessing since I was a kid in the 2nd grade, selling lemonade. Get paid, hold up, wait, can I get paid? Yawn, in a break, feel like I'm in space. See a snake, kill a snake, get paid. Get left every day, so get your straight.
I heard he's always hating, said I'll never make it. I
I heard these always talking with them. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. I heard he's mad at me cause I'm getting money. I heard he's mad at me cause he's on me. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Mad cause I'm trying to feed my family. Why I gotta watch a friend more than an enemy? I had to stun on a that I'm supposed to stunt with. Had to cut you off, you was on some dun. You was supposed to be my dog, why you hate on me? They say success turn your friends to some enemies. Hey, it's crazy. Cause it's shining, now you act shady. Yeah, but I guess it's okay. My mama told me you would show me your ways. Yeah, but I gotta check with him. I had the bands. Pull up in the land. Diamonds on me look like Ernie's always hating, said I never make it.
The Chiefs are now on the clock.
It's okay, it's okay, it's okay.
The Ravens are now on the clock.
It's okay, it's okay.
The Rams are now on the clock.
Because I'm getting money. I heard he's mad at me.
The Bills are now on the clock.
It's okay, it's okay. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay.
People tryna say I'm on the enemy. Got a cold with my dogs, can't get in between. I can give them life, no more energy. Man, amen. Spent about 60 on the time, I can't even lie. No way in, no way out, do or die. So on roll, when I roll, must be. Amen, man.
I can't ride Benz, I don't do peace. I beast, I gotta eat. Saber tooth, tiger, diamond tooth teeth. Rockin' right now, won't you come peep? I was outside. The way that shake, leave your mouth wide. You need to say grace for you say thanks.
Amen, man. What's left in my life, don't know what's in store. I've been dealing with these blessings that I can't ignore. Putting up the numbers, we ain't keeping score. Amen. I here on the block, my side. Run it in the house for it's 12 o'clock. Yeah, the hood love me, but you gotta watch. Amen.
The Saints are now on the clock.
I just three, I don't do sleep. Yeah, trying to sing. UV. Yeah, we gon' fall through, coming through deep.
The Chargers are now on the clock.
Amen.
Yeah, packed it from the south, moved it to the west. Iced the logo on the cross.
Let's go to Adam now, who's got more on the Chargers' last pick.
The importance of a lockdown pass defender cannot be emphasized enough, and that's exactly what every GM I talked to described him as. His ability to play physical and to outwork his opposition off the line have also been areas of high praise on his journey to the draft. This skill set could be seen in numerous games this year where he completely shut down some of this draft's top-rated wide receivers. When you're tasked with neutralizing an opponent's number one wideout each week, there's a great deal of responsibility to ensure you're not just physically ready, but also mentally ready. This is another important trait the GMs I spoke with mentioned to me that made them so excited about this guy. The hope is that he will quickly learn the playbook, get some solid reps in the preseason, and come week one, be ready to play.
The Bears are now on the clock.
Yeah. Do whatever, get you paid, yeah.
Cause, but I still low. Got 100 different to my cell phone. Still 33 for low. I'ma ride to my dog sitting in jail. It's that lighter on the grass, spin it back, roll. I'm on Keller, I'm on Bishop, I'm on Flat Shore. I'm at Magic, I'm at Bally's, let them go. Then it's right back to the when I'm low. Bars never close and we wide open. Kicking flavor with me neighbor, yeah we local. Rap
the bottom, cause the bottom where we come from. Me no pray for little paper, need a lump sum. Real spill, yeah, I'd rather be, yeah. Broke, real, little rich. All in love with her. She just wanna be in VIP with her. Don't blame me, oh, they just shame me. Had to get it, how I got it on my phone too.
The Dolphins are now on the clock.
I'm what the game made me, not what the fame made me. I won't let it change me, I'm the same man.
I stay myself, I never change, yeah. Dirty sort of treat me like a stain, yeah. Do whatever, get you paid, yeah. Roll it from
The Buccaneers are now on the clock.
On my hood, on my block, yeah. On my, I won't stop, yeah. Play with me, I'll let it, yeah. Halo.
The Jaguars are now on the clock. The Eagles are now on the clock. The 49ers are now on the clock.
You my little baby boo, girl. I love
The Browns are now on the clock.
girl. Real spill, yeah. I'd rather be, yeah. Broke, real, little rich. All in love with her. She just wanna be in VIP with her. Don't blame me, oh, they just shame me. Had to get it, how I got it on my phone to be. Don't blame me, I'm what the game made me, not what the fame made me. I won't let it change me, I'm the same man.
I stay myself, I never change, yeah. Dirty sort of treat me like a stain, yeah. Do whatever, get you paid, yeah. Roll it from the cradle to the grave, yeah.
Yeah, pulling up with the coupe. Oh my goodness. Must have done same with the roof. Oh my goodness. You sitting looking stupid on the stoop. Oh my goodness. I would take notes if I were you. Oh my goodness. This was designed with the stars, the square and the cross, so we know true north. Oh my goodness. Smiling with 50 carats in my jaw. Oh my goodness. The law, it's a shame, rhyme. Crime. It's a shame they let us jump out of Bentleys with dirty vans, hit the stage for 15.
The Broncos are now on the clock.
Counting clean money with dirty hands, with some hood that's ready to with the. Since I came in, it made my name a name brand. French. Paris clubbing like a caveman. We threw up the pyramids, now they say we Illuminati. I'm a tsunami, what the it's a little yachty. No blood diamonds, I rock gold like a king. Jury so cold, made them blow the nose off the Sphinx. You think I'ma be some type of role model? I go full throttle, desperado, that's the motto. Vic in Chicago, it's Hugh Hef at the grotto. Brazilian model, she mean mugging like Frida Kahlo. Drinking it with an Alicia Machado. I'm the ticket, you just hit the lotto. Pulling up with the coupe. Oh my goodness. Must have done same with the roof. Oh my goodness. You sitting looking stupid on the stoop. Oh my goodness. I would take notes if I were you. Oh my goodness. This was designed with the stars, the square and the cross, so we know true north. Oh my goodness. Smiling with 50 carats in my jaw. Oh my goodness. The law, it's a shame, rhyme. Young Vic, the diamonds, the finest, I shine like puffs.
The Broncos are now on the clock.
I'm timeless, top off the Mozzie, my behavior is mindless. On kids, we major, you mindless. Fresh out the cell to the booth, drop the roof. I'm still in the hood, tell, shoot. Hope with a club. The judge, you rappers is false flagging, you a fashion. What's cuz, what you know about? What's Velo? Why Barry leave your head ringing? Free Big Missa, I'm a star, chain swinging. This that music, you can blame Reagan. I'm ball mayin' without paying, y'all playing, we playing. My Himalayan, Gallardo, that's a sacrificial lamb. I'm seasoned cam, no matter, blam. Pulling up with the coupe. Oh my goodness. Must have done same with the roof. Oh my goodness.
The Packers are now on the clock.
Oh my goodness. I would take notes if I were you. Oh my goodness. This was designed with the stars, the square and the cross, so we know true north. Oh my goodness. Smiling with 50 carats in my jaw. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
The law, it's a shame, rhyme, crime.
Every other night I'm outside with the. You ain't got chips. The world, you got chips. You could the next man's girl. Sounds harsh, but they been ripped apart my world. The way Kiss told it should never be misquoted. The that you wave on the camera, we been toting. Selling love potion my whole rap career. So your streams and downloads could never match the kids. We could go foreign until it's boring. My sheep will keep jumping the fence until you're snoring. Street poetry, I'm more Wale for Lauren. Till the world is mine like Illmatic and Lauren. Written on a to a table full of fresh skin in the type of rappers we know. Got the right numbers on it. Burn the Carter down like I'm Nino.
Pulling up with the coupe.
Oh my goodness.
Must have done same with the roof.
Oh my goodness.
You sitting looking stupid on the stoop.
Oh my goodness.
I would take notes if I were you.
Oh my goodness.
This was designed with the stars, the square and the cross, so we know true north.
Oh my goodness.
Smiling with 50 carats in my jaw.
Oh my goodness.
The law, it's a shame, rhyme, crime.
The Bears are now on the clock. The Jets are now on the clock.
Falling too fast to prepare for this. Tripping in the world could be dangerous. Everybody circling as vultures. Negative, nepotist. Everybody waiting for the fall of man. Everybody praying for the end of times. Everybody hoping they could be the one. I was born to run. I was born for
The Bengals are now on the clock. The Eagles are now on the clock. The Redskins are now on the clock.
break me down and build me up. Whatever it takes.
The Browns are now on the clock. The Lions are now on the clock.
The visual, I wanna be invisible. Looking at my years like I'm out of dumb. Everybody needs to be a part of them. Never be enough.
The Raiders are now on the clock. The Falcons are now on the clock. The Texans are now on the clock. The Seahawks are now on the clock. The Colts are now on the clock.
Egotistical, don't wanna be the parenthetical, hypothetical, working onto something that I'm proud of, out of the box, an epoxy to the world and the vision we've lost. I'm an apostrophe, I'm just a symbol to remind you that there's more to see. I'm just a product of the system of catastrophe, and yet a masterpiece, and yet I'm half diseased. And when I am deceased, at least I go down to the grave and die happily, and leave the body of my soul to be a part of it. I do what it takes, whatever it takes. Cause I love the adrenaline in my veins. I do whatever it takes. Cause I love how it feels when I break the chains. Whatever it takes. Yeah, take me to the top. I'm ready for whatever it takes. Cause I love the adrenaline in my veins. I do what it takes.
Rather you than me. If you've been with me from Port of Miami, it's been a journey. Ain't nothing changed. A little stronger, a little wiser. Maybe a little more.
The Titans are now on the clock.
I'm pulling off the lot, I bought the cash.
Sitting in the courtroom sipping on the beverage. I know the judge, so I got a lot of leverage. On these, this a fetish. Fully loaded on the 7. Your dog get a dime, you never wrote a letter. Still in the box, got a rapping acapella. Kim Treasure, people with the weapon. I got it, boy, don't make me be the devil. He knocking on the door and know the password. Gave me his blessings while I'm hotter than the last verse.
Dead presidents, dead presidents. Dead presidents, dead presidents.
Let's go, all my little militant. Let's go, I'm innocent.
Dead presidents, dead presidents. Dead presidents, dead presidents.
Feds. Let's go, I'm innocent.
I got that like Tommy Lee. I make money. On my third passport, and I got at the airport. I got bowling.
All right, team is now off the clock. Adam Schefter, can you tell us about their newest player?
Long talked about as a top 3 defensive back prospect, his draft stock fell dramatically after a series of consecutive struggles late in the season against inferior wide receivers. Many speculated that these struggles were due to a series of nagging injuries, a theory which may have been validated by his strong performance at his pro day. I was able to talk with several GMs about him at the Combine, and they told me he possesses the raw physical skills needed to become a top-tier NFL defensive back. 3 skills in particular were mentioned by every GM I spoke to: exceptional physicality at the line of scrimmage, a nose for the ball, and better hands than most receivers they've seen and scouted. The reason for his collegiate struggles may forever be shrouded in mystery, but they'll soon be forgotten if he's able to realize his full football potential.
Let's go, all my little militant. Let's go, I'm innocent.
Dead presidents, dead presidents. Dead presidents, dead presidents.
Feds. Let's go, I'm innocent.
Hands on me, got the yellow brace. Check off in my pocket like the yellow paste. Was what I was asking. Low facility, I keep it classy. Build an empire, yeah, that was my state of mind. Yeah, that was my state of mind. Keep the blocks over there, we call it Lego land. Meanwhile, it's like it's Amsterdam. Boy fresh, you know who got the tropes. 16 when I bought my first rollie. Legend in my hood, hit like a never ride in the extra car.
Dead presidents, dead presidents. Dead presidents, dead presidents.
Let's go, all my little militant. Let's go, I'm innocent.
Dead presidents, dead presidents. Dead presidents,
The Saints are now on the clock.
Let's go, I'm innocent.
Legging with Nick, we dump it off like V. Ramonovic. Sorry, homie, you know we not friends, it's off of politics. Politics, never get to see who really running. Now you know who running. You rappers on punishment. Papa dog, they be lying on they brother. Everybody scared a little linky, man, is evident. Feeling like 50 way back in North 3 or D. Talking about me on some other 301 screaming 4-4 on my Louis. Papa tags by the mode, don't they dummy. Pretty much for a gold. Black and yellow with the boots and the gold suit. We had the go-go last week. We don't really care who got last week. Riding under me, the blog and really bumping me. Go some bad. You don't want no problems with a GD, CPG. I'm the king of the streets. I never had to struggle when it to a beef. Always 10 toes, so it's hard to defeat. And trust me, I've been looking hard for a beef, huh? He ain't rapped this hard in a long time. You street, all Vita dudes and eyes. Homie, always say to the guys on my life, been addicted to the power, ain't gon' lie, yo.
The Chargers are now on the clock.
Up in yo. Ain't no telling when we do it, we just didn't get ya. Got a bad thing, it ain't la la. Why with some keep my wide. North side bumping north with a deck. When I was a baby, I was wildin' for respect. You gon' get your with the set. Around here and talk crazy, you get we ran so many out of here. Wonder why young Licky never had a fear. Say it once, say it twice, you gon' get peace. Anybody ever ask what happened with the bleach? Running from they almost had me wanna slip. Way back, I almost started yeah. Around the same time, bumping till I burst a tip. I ain't know who went harder, made me wanna celebrate. Now we in the game and I'm so busy from the fame. Look at you like, dog, look where you came. I don't give a about, man, yeah, change. And let your style and I need my change. DMV, I'm a of the year. Legging with my fears. Rapping, but I'm quiet when I'm near. Always plotting on the b****s and I'm plotting on my fears. We don't need no checks from the boys. We just need respect from the boys. We don't wanna fall in love by the force. So I just get the little reach drilling with the boys, yeah.
The Seahawks are now on the clock.
You're getting way too big for your boots. You're never too big for the boot. I got the big size toes on my feet. Your face ain't big for my boots. Kick up the you. Man, know that I kick up the you. Them boy there try to suck the truth. How dare you to suck the truth? Look, you're getting way too big for your boots. You're never too big for the boot. I got the big size toes on my feet. Your face ain't big for my boots. Kick up the you. Man, know that I kick up the you. Them boy there try to suck the truth. How dare you to suck the truth? Wanna come round there like a bad boy, do it. Want all the talking, go on and do it. Running through the party, bottle up. Rolls on my ear saying storms, don't do it. Double on my shoulder, I don't lack. Getting with the business, I don't scrap. Even when I'm bar, I'm so easy right, but there's no car and no match. What you talk about? Clown, stand down. Never had a thing, never had a pound. You were never bad then, you ain't bad now. Never had them, then look back down. Wait, I saw bare kicks, saw bare clothes. Said not that, I can't wear those. I don't like them, they're not my thing. They went silent, they're all weirdos. Like yeah, storms don't clear. Never had a Tom Ford or a Montclair.
Are now on the clock.
Tell them don't do it, don't dare. Don't care who you know from my block. You're not Al Capone. They can take my car and my crepes. I still do the road in my socks. Like who's gonna stop me? You, him, little man. I got blue slims. Don't be an idiot. Move smart. I've been killing it. New king. You ain't ready for my new stuff. You're a boy by yourself. Go and group up. And when Crep went states for the beat.
The Giants are now on the clock.
If mad, it's a family thing, straight family thing. Dumb man, I broke no salary thing. Had a young thing called Amy telling me to come round hers on a Valerie thing.
The Cardinals are now on the clock.
And the gallery thing. Dumb boy there wanna chat about bars, wanna chat about. You're getting way too big for your boots. You're never too big for
the Dolphins are now on the clock.
Your face ain't big for my boots. Kick up the you. Man, know that I kick up the you. Them boy there try to suck the truth. How dare you to suck the truth? Look, I'm too hot. I got money in my shoebox. I'm the man of the house when my show sold out like the brother from the Boondocks. Beat Swan in my boombox. Still meat from the street.
The Buccaneers are now on the clock.
Little man, that's a hooplo, not a hoopla. What? Pronounce it right. I got magic, I'm down to die for this. I don't care, bro, I'm down. Man stressed, so I'm bound to like my slips. Wait, I'm bound to ride for flips. Real G's gonna ride around to this. Man, I got no time to write at this. I never left my 9 to 5 for this waste man thing. I don't care what rave man's in. I came here to relax, but if it gets mad, make it.
The Jaguars are now on the clock.
I'm way too big to rebel. Nah, man, you're never too big to rebel. I was in the O2 singing my lungs out rude, but you're never too big for Adele. Leave my yard, blow a kiss to my girl. Salute to my sister as well. Gotta keep trophies down at my mum's bit. Man, I'm getting way too big for my shelf. Man, I see bare MCs on the sideline, but I still got a couple bangs in the pipeline. Man, I got grown men at me. You're getting way too old for the timeline. You're getting way too old for a diss. Should've looked after your kids. Get out the booth, go home to your son. It's never too late to commit. It's like man love, put my name in a random flight, get a plane to Qatar. This year I learned how to take care of business. Next year I learned how to play the guitar. You're getting way too big for your boots. You're never too big for the boot. I got the big my feet. Your face ain't big for my boots. Kick up the you. Man, know that I kick up the you. Them boy there try to twist up the truth. How dare you twist up the truth? Look, you're getting way too big for your boots. You're never too big for the boot. I got the big size toes on my feet. Your face ain't big for my boots. Kick up the you. Man, know that I kick up the you. Them boy there try to twist up the truth. How dare you twist up the truth?
Today to talk about how I feel, and I feel like that we are treated differently than other people.
The Eagles are now on the clock.
Like how we're treated, and just because of us doesn't mean anything to me.
It's just the way I feel. Mine's been racing so long. Yeah, it's just no way to problems alone. And I really can't take it no more. I've been fighting temptations, my Lord. I'm young and I'm restless, and I really can't help it. I never felt selfish before. I've been living so reckless, I know. Tell me, Lord, can you help me? I said, Lord, can you help me? Now everybody got problems, yeah, but waiting no more way to solve them. I really came up from the bottom, struggling my mama on the last dollar. Hustling, man, I've been putting in these hours. The government been trying to take away what's ours. Really all about the money and the power. I just wanna see my people in power. Tell me how we gon' shape this vision. Complaining all day, but in the same condition. If you wanna make change, it's gon' take commitment. Some people enslaved by their religion can't emancipate the fundamental principles. What I see through optics transform the wisdom. Watch me use my prophets, get them on the listen. I've been on a mission, and I really can't take it no more. I've been fighting temptations, my Lord. I'm young and I'm restless, and I really can't help it. I never felt selfish before. I've been living so.
The Steelers are now on the clock. The Panthers are now on the clock.
Now everybody got fights, yeah, but wouldn't know what good advice was, till they leave him lifeless. Another mama crying, it's another crisis. Lord knows we just trying to live righteous. Are you willing just to make the sacrifices? I know we can't continue living like this, and I never sell my soul cause that's priceless. Tell me how we gon' make a living. Hustle on the block, who gon' save the children? Man, it's all a plot and I'm just revealing. The media just trying to make a villain. I just take the pain and paint a picture. Voices in my head, I hear the whispers when I feel this way. And I really can't take it no more. I've been fighting temptations, my Lord. I'm young and I'm restless, and I really can't help it. I never felt selfish before. I've been living so reckless, I know. Tell me, Lord, can you help me? I said, Lord, can you help me?
It's just the way I feel. Mine's been racing so long. It's just the way to deal with these problems alone. And I really can't take it no more. I've been fighting temptations, my Lord. I'm living on restless. I said, Lord, can you help me? I never felt selfish before. I've been living so reckless, I know. To be lucky you help me.
The Broncos are now on the clock.
I said, Lord, can you help me?
The Steelers are now on the clock.
Montana.
You know, I'm like, yeah, nice P, you know?
What up, Pink?
Man.
The Packers are now on the clock.
They notice me, come and talk to me like Jodeci. but don't you be too close to me. Them goons you see, let it go for me. I bring them things, I bring them things. I call them, he bring them things. Mucho, I bring them things. Looking so expensive, rings and things. I bring them things. I bring them things. I bring them things.
Man, you don't want with them, bro. Oh, you, and it better get low. Extorting, you ain't got no friends. Oh, they'll be for that like a Chanel scarf like rainbow. $1,000. This ain't your cloth. You ain't, that ain't no sauce. I can see the noodles made for poodles. I'm thinking about the LaFerrari coupe. 1.8, the option is the roof. Greens is a secret to the youth. Your goals are malnourished. Please spit the juice. Y'all be vaping, I be laden. Yes, y'all be aping. I'm Richard Mill Nation. No diamonds, just tourbillon facing with gears and sprockets with the sapphire casing.
When I pull up, they notice me. Come and talk.
The Bears are now on the clock.
But don't you be too close to me. Them goons you see, let it go for me. I bring them things, I bring them things. I call them, he bring them things. Mucho, I bring them things. Looking so expensive, rings and things. I bring them things. I bring them things. I bring them things.
Here's a little story about
The Jets are now on the clock.
Carlito, I was Benny Blanco. Check it out.
The Bengals are now on the clock.
Plug, we the outlet.
The Vikings are now on the clock.
Box off, all the face shorties.
The Redskins are now on the clock.
Mac Miller, Reggie Miller.
The Browns are now on the clock.
White Villa. Fresh vanilla, garage like a kill him soft. Lauren Hiller, get up. Crib Calabasas on the hill. I had a morning plate. Beatles on the red carpet. Alcatraz bars, crash cars, ain't no future in front. My homie rip your mask off.
When I pull up, they notice me. Come and talk to me like Jodeci. But don't you be too close to me. Them goons you see, let it go for me. I bring them things, I bring them things. I call them, he bring them things. Mucho, I bring them things. Looking so expensive, rings and things. I bring them things. I bring them things. I bring them things.
Yeah. Yeah, you know I've been ballin'. Ay, yeah, you know I've been ballin'. Ay, every day I'm shot callin'. I'm a spray. Make it rain just to let you know I've been ballin'. Ay, yeah, I've been ballin'.
The Lions are now on the clock. The Seahawks are now on the clock.
Make it rain just
The Broncos are now on the clock.
tell a hater get up on my face.
The Texans are now on the clock.
Ballin' since like yesterday. Yeah, all this money all up in the way.
The Eagles are now on the clock.
You know that I'm walking with the brain.
The Colts are now on the clock.
You know that I'm rockin' feel the blood. You know that, yeah, you know I've been ballin'. Ay, yeah, you know I've been ballin'. Ay, every day I'm shot callin'. I'm a spray. Make it rain just to let you know I've been ballin'. Ay, yeah, I've been ballin'. Yeah, just to let you know I'm ballin'. I'm a spray. Make it rain just to let you know. Yeah, you cannot see me, the windows is tinted. Yeah, driving around right in that Bentley. Ay, you driving around right in that Bentley. Ay, but your shit, it just be rented. Yeah, but that is none of my business. Ay, money won't stop me, go straight to the top. Believe it or not, you like getting the same. Yeah, yeah.
The Titans are now on the clock.
Make it rain just to let you know.
I go out for my squad and I put that on squad. All I got is my word and my word is my bond. Squad. Yeah, they gon' look at you different when you moving forward. But you stick to the code, you get yours, I get mine. Squad. Yeah, I go extra high for my entourage. Check my repertoire, Jim Jones. Everywhere I go, you know it's reppin' time. It's reppin' time. When Latifah ready, when we set it off, we set it off. If they sleeping on me, I'ma wake them up. They fakers. I really do. I'm kicking up the rent is due. Plus I got my mama and my kiddies too. They growing up. Time is moving faster. What we wasting for? No holding back. Got a lot to prove. I owe you that we all we got. I go out for my squad and I put that on squad.
The Chiefs are now on the clock.
All I got is my
The Ravens are now on the clock. The Rams are now on the clock.
look at you different when you moving forward. Shoulders, but just stick to the code. You get yours, I get mine. I've been reflecting on how we got this far, even when the pressure's on, finessing strong. Plus I got my team around me heavy, ain't no extra bros. You can keep
The Rams are now on the clock.
on delusional. Who gon' be there for you if you lose it all? Question that, who gon' have your mama back, Think about it, it's so much more to life, take advantage. We gon' get this money, stack this paper, and be alright. We gon' run it, keep on business on sight. I go out for my squad and I put that on squad. All I got is my word and my word is my bond. Squad. Yeah, they gon' look at you different when you moving forward. But just stick to the code, you get yours, I get mine. Squad.
The Saints are now on the clock.
Starts with a feeling, and you ride it like a wave. Crashing so the sparks can come together. Don't need a reason why the universe was made. It goes on and on and on and on forever. And it's a long flight on this battle star where we fight for love no matter where we are. And there's a big bang in this universe, and it makes me feel like the go don't work. You got me like ooh, you got me like you got me like and ooh, with all the things you do, yeah, anything and everything I make you feel. Well, honey, I feel it with you. Baby, you're flashing, and I'm blinded by your light. I love the way you Jupiter is rising. You got me reacting like a lunatic tonight. I love the way the stars are all aligning. You got me like ooh, you got me like you got me like and ooh, with all the things you do, yeah, anything and everything I make you.
The Chargers are now on the clock.
You got me like ooh,
You make me feel the world spinning like
The Patriots are now on the clock.
As we go on, like we do, when it's hot outside, I wanna just chill with you. What you need, to make your little mind at ease. There's a little sunshine in the summer breeze. Oh, let's ride. Baby, if you feel the same, let me know. If you feel the same, then let me know. Yes, I do. What you got to lose?
You done made it to see a whole nother summer and it feel good. Stop now, top down through the neighborhood. Let the wind blow, open up the window. That girl is poison like Belleville DeVoe. We have a barbecue to do at 4. Swimming pool party in the back on the low. And the plates of food will be laid out for free. Little kids, get down. I have a bus pull up with Tommy the Clown to do the jerk, go to work and do that dance that'll make your whole body hurt. Playing Bombardier, Common Clear. This that time of the year for everybody to be boisterous. Rock with Snoop Dogg and rejoice to this.
As we go on,
The Cowboys are now on the clock.
when it's hot outside, I wanna just chill with you. What you need, to make your little mind at ease. There's a little sunshine in the summer breeze. Oh, let's ride. Baby, if you feel the same, let me know. If you feel the same, then let me know. Yes, I do. What you got to lose?
Shined up my white walls, night falls. I'm feeling good. I'm doing things that you never would, like surfing with the sharks or shooting in the dark. Riding on a bike with my grandson at the park. Evolve while I elevate. Take flight, levitate. Breakfast for dinner. I'm cold as but summer ain't the winter. Finna, bender, Kona, on a 3-wheel motion. I'm headed to the ocean. Caravan full of cars, neighborhood stars. Up the boulevard we go till we can't go no more. It's me and mine, it's summertime. You go off and we go on.
As we go on, like we do, when it's hot outside, I wanna just chill with you. What you need, to make your little mind at ease. There's a little sunshine in the summer breeze. Oh, let's ride.
The Giants are now on the clock.
If you feel the same, then let me know.
The Cardinals are now on the clock.
What you got to lose?
The Dolphins are now on the clock. The Buccaneers are now on the clock.
Propaganda, press pen, the camera, please don't look at me in my face. Everybody might see my pain. Off the rail, might myself. Bored with life as aboard this plane. Steward this sex if I need help. Maybe what's your last name? Hopefully it still ain't been changed. Something about you make me not doubt your op will silence my brain, scream louder.
The Jaguars are now on the clock.
Couple problems, my cash ain't help. Human issues too strong for tissue. False provider, war masked by wealth. Move your body if you came here to party. If not, then pardon me. How I'm supposed to have a good time with death and destruction's all I see. Out the sight, I'm out of my mind. The sound of sunshine is calling me. The vibrations is all I need. All I need, all I need. Party people, yeah. Party people, I'd like to see you dance. Party people, yeah. Party people, I'd like to see you dance. Party people, move. Party people, I'd like to see you groove. This is how we do. This is how we do. Deja vu from a bayside view. I see black cats in the daytime too. I see black cats on the daytime news. When
handcuff, wrist and his skin turned blue. I met God once at the rendezvous and felt starstruck.
Vince, the car's out front.
Got things to do, got to make my moves. I can't miss my flight and miss you too, boo. First class seats is overrated. Won't go lest they overpay us. Nowadays I'm overdating. My street folk stay well acquainted. Their morning is calling me. Good vibrations is all I need. All I need. All I need. Move your body if you came here to party. If not, then pardon me. How I'm supposed to have a good time with death and destruction's all I see. Out the sight, I'm out in my mind. The sound of sunshine is calling me. Good vibrations is all I need. All I need. All I need. Party people, yeah. Party people, I like to see you dance.
The Eagles are now on the clock.
Party people, I like to see you dance. Party people, move.
The Browns are now on the clock.
This is how we do. This is how we do.
Know your place, yeah, know your place, yeah. I got like right now, I'm impatient. I got women on the cell trying to give me. I still wish it would, I still wish them well, yeah. Put my problems in. Only check up when the checks come. My pockets looking blessed up. All the talking never stressed us. They talking like they jealous of me. They talking like they never love me. They talking like they next door.
The Panthers are now on the clock.
Showers on the way. I've been working 25 hours every day. Pull up with the bands, have them dancing in the rain. Pull up with the bands, have them dancing in the rain. Yo. Know your place, yeah, know your place, yeah. I got like right now, I'm impatient. I got women on the cell trying to give me. I still wish it would, I still wish them well, yeah. Know your place, yeah, know your place, yeah. I got like
The Broncos are now on the clock.
I got women on the cell.
The 49ers are now on the clock.
Wish it would, I still wish them well, yeah.
The Packers are now on the clock.
Ain't no fingers let to count my blessing now. Promises and wish you. Trust me, it's been different now. No rings for the things I gon' miss.
The Bears are now on the clock.
Why would I ever start celebrating? Why would I ever start celebrating? I'm naming all the hearts I've been breaking. I'm naming all the hearts I've been breaking. The showers on the way. I've been working 25 hours every day. Pull up with the bands, have them dancing in the rain. Pull up with the bands, have them dancing in the rain. Yo. Know your place, yeah, know your place, yeah. I got like right now, I'm impatient. I got women on the cell trying to give me. I still wish it would, I still wish them well, yeah. Know your place, yeah, know your place, yeah. I got like right now, I'm impatient. I got women on the cell trying to give me. I still wish it would.
The Jets are now on the clock. The Bengals are now on the clock. The Vikings are now on the clock. The Redskins are now on the clock. The Buccaneers are now on the clock. The Lions are now on the clock. The Raiders are now on the clock.
wanted man. Sandals slipping off my feet on the sand. Counting up the bills with my dominant hand. Yo, choose up. Take this, appreciate it. This too. If I tear up the rim shot. I'm going global, coast to coast like my G.I. Joe present. I've yet to see a Cobra. So off my rocker got me sipping club soda. Some bombs never go off, some stars never blow up. I'm pitching in, never in the dugout. Reaching in my and I can't take a head count. Flashback, 03, things was looking run down. Now I set foot in the place, it's a luau. Killing like 10 counts.
The Falcons are now on the clock.
With the fence around, y'all know that we en route. Transition from the Impala to the Fisker. I should charge admission for that to get the dessert. Left the doors up, now the Lambo has pigtails. Since you getting comfy, I'ma let you sit there. I'ma let you stay there. When I shed a tear, they didn't have no care. So I'ma charge retail. I brought some cause you say you want sick. If you love sick in the room, you best get well. Every dog has its day. What the no tuck? Sway Lee, Winter Magazine, double XL. Floss with your Gucci on. Dipped in colors burst on the cars and the jewels. I'm a wanted man. Seats looking like they got a spray tan. When I was without, not a helping hand. I got some guys that throw it back and make me drop the cans. I told Ben Frank just to drop a pin. I could let my fit go to the highest bid. Yes, I might drop in. It all depends. Junior high, I was dreaming of a 10. I'm coming clean though. I mean, not a spec. My girl be serving looks. I get the chef. Katana sword popping out my walking cane. I'm overseas, my Cali Bay like how was Spain. We getting to the money and you having issues. I bought a and it came with a wetsuit. The Buddha left me without breath. I really am a mess. I'm mooching off myself. She be hoping that I take a knee. Yes.
The Texans are now on the clock.
This is how we live, this is how we exist. Love the kicks and we love the hits. All in the house and I'm wrecking.
The Raiders are now on the clock.
I'm in my own world, throw the money up and make my own weather. Mommy playing tether on leather. Money talk, it's a lecture. 80 point.
The Colts are now on the clock.
Don't hate, I'm still unaffected. Chipper on my shoulder, I move undetected. She said, pop the question got deflected. Man, I'm in my boy, then my brethren. Let's cut to the chase.
The Titans are now on the clock.
My used to lava boys got it up in some flames. Stirring up the cup with my wrist souffle. Shaka Zulu chains with my name.
The Ravens are now on the clock.
Swing, don't say my name in vain. We bring it to your door like you rang. Spending all the money, then we watch it boomerang. With the Fendi belt, angry face like.
The Ravens are now on the clock.
Long time no see, that's what they say when they see me, man. I've been going crazy just to stay sane. Hey, your girl went missing, who's to blame? Young whippersnapper with the range.
The Redskins are now on the clock.
Then I went to range.
The Bills are now on the clock.
Long week, but a great day. So it got me like sage.
The Saints are now on the clock.
On me, yeah.
The Chargers are now on the clock. The Bengals are now on the clock.
Polo to the flow though. You already know though. It's Adamville for real. You see ya, just take a photo. I'm reppin' that's on photo with a on your bro though. Cause that Jodo thought that he could rob a player for some dodo. Oh no, I'm so Allen Temple. I'm so England Mountain. I'm so Misty Valley. And I got a couple yesterday out of Cali. And my bag from the valley bought me brand new balance. That I
dread, dusted, roll. Man, she been riding since her daddy rode on fold. I done in every hole, telling every I ain't with my wife, but if she meet her, might be a go. Rick flap, flashing. Don't I look dashing? Don't I look classy? Don't act so sassy. I'm the man, boo. That's with or without you. With what your say. Show me what that.
The Cowboys are now on the clock.
I won't even stress. Just kill him softly with my press. Won't even address. They say I'm lonely at the top, but this the best. Hey, don't you see me out here shining, barely flex. I hear him talking reckless. I won't even stress. Just kill him softly with my press. Won't even address. They say I'm lonely at the top, but this the best. And even if we die today, gon' live forever. Live forever.
Daddy pants ain't with 3 S's. The S's, no S's on my chest, but all these diamonds got me blessed. Usually I don't do this. Dumb it down, go stupid. Since 17, been counting M's, my bank accounts on Goofy. Say, gave up. Now who know what the truth is? Chicago full of, my garage is full of hoopers. Got that southern drawl and all that. My like ball bags. The South got something to say. Can't get y'all ball back. If I ain't a hot boy, then what do you call sex? Daddy fat, y'all never fall back. Like clocks in the wintertime, we stay eating like it's dinner time. Been feasting and feasting big, but it ain't no rhyme. We don't know the meaning of drought, cause we keep it so wet, boy, I swear now it's been a while. Just speaking in general, boy, there is no formidable opponent or at that bone that never step on it. When you want it, mind the kind of give it hope when they down and out. Dig a hole so deep, ain't no climbing out.
Yeah, I hear him talking reckless. I won't even stress.
The Giants are now on the clock.
Even address. They say I'm lonely at the top, but this the best. Don't you see me out here shining, barely flex. I hear him talking reckless. I won't even stress. Just kill him softly with my press. Won't even address. They say I'm lonely at the top, this the best. And even if we die today, don't live forever. Live forever.
Yo, listen, just like I told Coco, my vision is you already know though. So go slow, back my logo, for show, Coco, get down on the. Yo, listen, just like I told Coco, my vision is you already know though. So go slow, back my logo, for show, Coco, now get down on the.
I done came up.
The Cardinals are now on the clock.
Step back.
The Dolphins are now on the clock.
Ain't even gotta ask. What are those with his dad? Please don't touch my rap. Please don't touch my rap. I'm racked up like rappers. I'm wrapped up on camera. Get out on camera. Squeeze like asthma. It's rare wrath when I wear wrath. Bear wrath when I wear wrath. Might invest into some rap shit. Lord.
The Dolphins are now on the clock.
On rags. We're gonna be the tag. Do the digital dash. Yeah, I'm boasting, never brag. Please don't touch my rap. Or the Crispin Nash, Alessandra Gucci glasses, the W Anderson collab. Yeah, you probably like it. Yeah, you drop it on the. I'ma buy another. Cut boys bring it back.
The Jaguars are now on the clock.
Plus keeping tabs. I'ma fly first class. Quavo hit him with it. Please don't touch my rap.
Don't step on my Ralph Simmons. Don't step on my Ralph Simmons. Don't step on my Ralph Simmons. Do you know how much I'm spending? My closet, it worth about $1 million. Took a little up the runway. Then the kitchen. Ralph Simmons. All kind of crazy colors. Living color. Left wrist, roll it, ice. Mason Margiela, my sweater. Mama told me never settle. Ralph Simmons, don't lace him. Got your wanna.
Huh? What? Don't wanna talk about the paper. I swear to God, these be haters. They be hating, I feel out of. They been calling, sack, don't get along. Ooh, right with my neighbors. Diamonds on my neck and roll it on. Now I later got underbit flavors. I'm with my lifesaver. Ooh, feel like Darth Vader. I'm a boss, you know I might riff it. Ooh, right in my basement. Yeah. But you know that I'm gon' face it. Wait, that's the reason that they mad. Cause Lil Uzi, yeah, he made it. Yeah, I would that rapper, I made it. Yeah, I would that rapper, I made it. Yeah, got that rap all in my basement. Yeah, once I got patience. Yeah, I'm famous. Yeah, put myself inside Mark Jacob. Hey, making a place with my label. I get it, I count it. 100 on my table.
Sterling silver laser.
The Seahawks are now on the clock.
Too black, too blush, too red, to
The Steelers are now on the clock.
this ain't on the wizard up. Pockets full of mint lead. Been smelling like it brushed teeth. Say cheese, see the porcelain. Water, see backwoods. Raft dragging on the floor. In it. I'm torching the road in these Gucci flames. Stuck to the pavement, they glued. I'm 2.5 million the venue and 2,500 a tube. I'm cold like I'm sick with the flu. I cover my face and I'm a spring summer 2002.
The Panthers are now on the clock.
Don't touch my ride. In the grass, Teddy. With the Teddy. Quick with the hands, ready. Please don't touch my ride. Shirt off, I'm Cam, ready. That's stock in memory. Please don't pop my tie.
The Broncos are now on the clock. The 49ers are now on the clock. The Packers are now on the clock. The Bears are now on the clock.
Freeway, I've been riding 85. I've been thinking way too much, and I'm way too gonna drive. I got anger in my chest, I got millions on my mind, and you didn't fit the picture, so I guess you want the vibe.
LOV on my right leg, that's Gucci. Dig what I'm saying. LOV on my man, that's Poochie. Dig what I'm saying. Caught a little jet lag, but I'm golden. Yeah. We deserve Grammys and some Oscars. They deserve Whammies, they imposters. I be rolling with my project homies. It's a vibe. I just with the homie. It's a vibe. Over switch sides, it's a vibe. Yeah. I gon' do it. I gotta accept that I'm a. I pull up in several different options. That I will most ever. I shatter your dreams with this cream I make. Gotta be on the thinker. I say. What? I can't feel my toes, but ain't gon' fold up. I was in the double law when I rolled.
I've been rolling on the freeway, I've been riding 85. I've been thinking way too much, and I'm way too gonna.
The Seahawks are now on the clock.
In my chest, I got millions on my mind, and you didn't fit the picture, so I guess you want the vibe. I've been rolling on the freeway, I've been riding 80.
The Bengals are now on the clock.
Way too much, and I'm way too gonna.
The Vikings are now on the clock.
In my chest, I got millions on my mind, and you didn't fit the picture, so I guess you want the vibe.
Dig what I'm saying, Chanel drapes on me daily. Dig what I'm saying, sponsored by Mercedes. Dig what I'm saying, this Creek cologne is on me, baby. Dig what I'm saying, I'm going hard. Yeah. I pop in your memory. You should be glad I'm showing you sympathy. I gave you pure love out the gutter. Ever let you go, you gon' suffer from it. I gon' do it. I gotta accept that I'm a. I pull up in several different options. That I will most ever. I shatter your dreams with this cream I make. Gotta be on the thinker. I say. What? I can't feel my toes, but ain't gon' fold up. I was in the double law when I rolled. Yeah.
I feel like I should be giving up. You can't leave it
if it's too much, but I'm tired of you, me.
The Redskins are now on the clock.
Where it
The Browns are now on the clock. The Lions are now on the clock.
apologies. Gave my all
The Raiders are now on the clock.
for me. Keep your love, it doesn't feel the same. I hope it hurts you when you hear my name.
The Falcons are now on the clock. The Texans are now on the clock. The Jets are now on the clock.
Doing styles on them like it's common sense. Hopped out the Benz like it's common sense. Put a monkey on.
The Colts are now on the clock.
Got gorillas in the streets like it's common sense. Stack the money heads up like it's second nature. Gotta stay pulled up like it's second nature. Keep a chip in my ear like it's second nature. Big make me stare like second nature. Says disappear like second nature. On the same block like an hour later. Whole team eating but it's only right. There's a spare plate but you're the phony type. J-Hut's ugly in it. Baby 1 minute. You're looking wicked. Hey yo, I started off gentle. My stroke game mental. My lifestyle eventful. I didn't mean to offend you. Fendi belt saying I style like I'm mental. Moving wild and mental. I made another 5 this week. Your money playing hide and seek. I don't even like to speak. I just tell him hi and bye. Slide off automatic Hyundai. 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 Doing styles on them like it's common sense. Hopped out the Benz like it's common sense. Put a monkey on my feet like it's common sense. Got gorillas in the streets like it's common sense. Stack the money heads up like it's second nature. Gotta stay pulled up like it's second nature. Keep a chip in my ear like it's second nature. Big make me share like second nature. Say you're gonna do it, yeah, I haven't did it. I'm handling it, handy with it. Think I'ma do it, let that do it. Bang. Stick jam like what happened to it. Was it not working, bruv? Why you think I'm lurking, bruv? Creep on him, lean on him, witnesses eavesdropping, keep popping. They keep bopping like I ain't seen nothing. Don't make me upset, reach for an object. Who's that in the passenger? Brown skin, got big body. In my face, on me. Money, I got that for me. You're not popping, never pop nothing. Stop bluffing. Your opinion, always destined for brilliance. Wouldn't rest on a million. Dressed as civilians. All them masked up looking creepy. Park up, jump out, jump in. Skirt out like it's too easy. If anybody else didn't see me. Doing styles on them like it's common sense. Hopped out the Benz like it's common sense. Put a monkey on my feet like it's common sense. Got gorillas in the streets like it's common sense. Stack the money heads up like it's second nature. Gotta stay pulled up like it's second nature. Keep a chip in my ear like it's second nature. Big make me share like second nature.
I heard a voice of this broken hymn saying, "I'm not, this is who I am."
I know you ain't there yet. Don't stop to catch your breath. You're going higher, 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 higher. Let go, set me free. Got the streets all I need. We're going higher, 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 higher. Keep running, keep running, keep running. Keep
Feel the flame, hold on, I can make it rain. Oh, do you hear the thunder? No, don't let it bring you down. Look up and see the light. You're not alone, don't give up like that. Oh yeah, got a ways to go. Break that wall, let the spirit flow.
I know you ain't there yet. Don't stop to catch your breath. You're going higher, 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 higher. Let go, set me free. Got the streets all I need. We're going higher, 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 higher. Keep running, keep running, keep running. Keep
Honorable C notes.
Yeah, little fish. I say, Lord, be my savior when it comes to getting this paper. Please protect me from my haters. Just take me